In this segment, we visit the Suffolk Art Gallery for an informative lecture on great art heists in history. Noteworthy art thefts have taken place all over the world. A lecture at the Suffolk Art Gallery sheds some light on those who have gotten caught and those who have not.
In the 19th century, Thomas Bruce, the 7th Earl of Elgin, physically removed about half of the existing sculptures from the Parthenon in Athens, along with a few other works, and he sent them back to merry old England. Although his actions were controversial even in their own day, the British government eventually bought the marbles and put them on display in the British Museum. One of the most famous stories of art theft is that of the Mona Lisa. Back in 1911, Leonardo's masterpiece was not protected by glass and guards, and so one afternoon, a man waited simply until the room was empty. Then he walked up to the painting, took it out of its frame, put it under his smock, and waltzed out the door. The painting's whereabouts were unknown for 2 years until a gentleman offered it to the Uffizi in Florence. So what kind of daring criminal mastermind carried out this plot? It was for Vincenzo Peruggia, one of the Louvre's manual laborers. The painting was returned to the Louvre, but not until after it made sort of a victory parade through Italy. He was hailed for his patriotism in his homeland and was only sentenced to a couple of months of jail time. What are the odds that anyone could successfully steal something as large, heavy, and unique as this 11-foot-long, 2-ton Henry Moore sculpture? This sculpture was stolen in December of 2005 from a sculpture park in Hertfordshire, England, by 3 men with a Mini Cooper and a stolen truck. That's all it took. 3 years later, investigators announced that they believe the metal sculpture was most likely sold for scrap and melted down. The value of the metal would have been approximately $2,500. The value of the sculpture was about $4.5 million. Early on, I mentioned that it's much more common for art thieves to target churches, private homes, and small regional institutions because there's generally less security at those places. This same principle applies to more established museums. As you see, the sentences don't tend to be terribly hard. In part, if you're a policeman and you do see true murder, rape, really horrible things, a rich person losing a painting doesn't seem like the worst crime that they've seen when they've seen what's happened to children and things like that, and so it's not viewed as horribly.
Thanks for watching this segment of Suffolk Headlines.